Okay, dear students, this is the continuation of the Unit 2 Prose, the Wind on Haunted Hill. So, this has been divided into 3 sections. One is already done for you, section 1 is over. In this class, it is the continuation of the second and third. So, in the previous class, we saw that Usha had been to the bazaar and she bought some things and she mended her mother's slippers and she had it on her bag, and before the rain could come, she just moved from that place. So, section 2 I will read now. Strangely, the wind had dropped. The trees were still. Not a leaf moved. The cricket was silent in the grass. The crows flew around in a circle, then settled down for the night in an oak tree. So here we find that it was a very strange thing. The wind had become calm. The trees were silent, still did not shake. It was just like a pillar, I can say. It was still. Not even one leaf moved. The cricket, that is that little insect which you find on the grass, and the crows went on and on in a circle. Everything got settled down. Why? It became dark. So all those things, little cricket, the crows, everything settled down on the oak tree. I must get home before dark, said Usha to herself, and she hurried along the path. But already the sky was darkening. The clouds, black and threatening, looked over Haunted Hill. This was March, the month for storms. So here we find a deep rumble echoed over the hills, and Usha felt the first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. So here we find, and here we see it was becoming dark. Usha had to hurry up herself before it becomes dark. She has to reach her place. She has to reach her destiny. So she sees the sky turning into dark, the clouds becoming black, threatening, like looked over the haunted hill. So like this kind of a frightening thing was there about the haunted hill. This was in the month of March. In the month of March, they found big storms there. The deep rumble echoed. That means what? The thunder echoed on the hills. Usha felt first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. Big drops of rain just fell on her cheek. She could feel that. And what she did, she was wanting to hurry up herself because it will be a very big downpour of rain. She will get wet and it will be dark. So she was wanting to escape from that. She had no umbrella with her. No, the weather had seemed so fine just a few hours ago. Now all she could do was tie a old scarf over her head and pull a shawl tight across her shoulders. Holding the shopping bag close to her body, she quickened her pace. She was almost running, but the raindrops were coming down faster now. Big, heavy pellets of rain. So she didn't have, when she went to the bazaar, the sky was clear. No symptom of rain. Now she could find the clouds have become dark black in color. It's going to rain, and one drop of rain she felt on the cheek. So this made her somehow to escape. See, she didn't have umbrella, she didn't have anything. She covered herself with the scarf, and then what she did? She had a shawl, she put it around her shoulders, and she had a shopping bag on her hand. She held that, and she was wanting to run away from that rain. She was wanting to escape from that downpour of rain. A sudden slash of lightning lit up the hill. The ruins stood out in clear outline. Then all was dark again. Night had fallen. I won't get home before the storm breaks, thought Usha. I have to shelter in the ruins. She could only see a few feet ahead, but she knew the path well, and she began to run. So here what do we find is flash of lightning lit up the hill. That means what? There was a bright lightning there that made that a hill, the ruined places and all, as though it was a bright, but it was still dark. After some time, this lightning had stopped. It became pitch black, and the night had fallen. It has become night, and somehow or the other, before it becomes too dark, and she was wanting to escape from this, and what she did is she was wanting to get shelter in the ruined, that means what, a destroyed old building. She was wanting to get a shelter there. But she knew this place already she has been there. So somehow or the other I should go and settle myself there and not get wet in the rain. Suddenly the wind sprang up and brought the rain into a rush against her face. It was cold, stinging rain. She could hardly keep her eyes open. The wind grew in force. It hummed and whistled. Usha did not have to fight against it. It was behind her now and helped her along. But the steep path on to the blow of the hill. So here we find that she is wanting to escape from that, but here the rain is in front of her. She is unable to move ahead, and somehow or the other it is very cold and stinging. That means what? Pricking rain it is. She was wanting to get away from that. And what she did is she made somehow or the other to be away from that rain. But see the thing, rain is approaching for her, but it is she's fighting with that, I can say. That's it. There was another flash of lightning followed by a peal of thunder. The ruins looked up before her, grim and forbidding. So the first thing we see here is, first lightning had come, understand? And she was wanting to escape from that and be safe. That's what she saw here. It hummed, that means what? Sound was, great sound of lightning was there, and it was behind her now, and somehow or the other she was wanting to go ahead and step herself in that ruined place of the tip, brow of the hill, tip of the hill. And we see here the second lightning there. She knew there was a corner where a piece of old roof remained. It would give some shelter. It would be better than trying to go on. In the dark, in the howling wind, she had only to stay off the path to go over a rocky cliff edge. Hoo, howled the wind. She saw the wind plum tree swinging, bent double its foliage thrashing against the ground. The broken walls did little to the wind to stop the wind. So here we find what had happened is the second time again there is a big lightning there. Somehow or the other she was wanting to get into that ruined building somewhere in the corner piece of that roof, wherever she can go and hide herself or she can remain there. So she has already been to this place. She remembers of that, okay, I will find some corner of the other where I can get a shelter, and this will be a better place for me to somehow stay there for some time and then move away from this place. So this has been it has been a dark and howling wind. That means what? Scary sound wind. And she had only to stay off that path over the rocky cliff edge. So it was, as I have already I have drew this thing in the last class, like this wind, and rocky mountain was there. On top of it she was wanting to get a shelter. And then again she finds again the whoo, the wind sound blowing, and the plum tree is swagging, shaking, bent down, all the dry leaves. Foliage means dry leaves. Thrashing means hitting leaves and branches together against the wall. The broken walls did little to stop the wind. Somehow or the other, the broken wall of the ruined building somehow made the breeze to little calm down. If that wall was not there, it would have been a great storm, great wind and lightning again. So the next we find here in the next paragraph, Usha found herself into the ruined building, helped by her memory of the place and the constant flicker of lightning. She began moving along the way, hoping to reach the shelter corner. She placed her hands flat against a stone and moved sideways. Her hand touched something soft and furry. She gave a startled cry and took her hand away. Her cry was answered by another cry, half snarled, half screeched, and something leaped away in the darkness. So somehow or the other, Usha is in the ruined building, and somehow or the other she remembers that place. She has a memory of that place. She just puts her hand on the wall and she just tries to walk along the wall, and somehow or the other she wants to settle down. There she touches a kind of soft and furry, that means very soft toys you would have seen, no? Like that, something she touches there, and it starts to cry. There is a frightened, she got frightened out of that, and she took away her hand, and she could hear something answered as a cry. Half snarled, that means what? Growled. Half screeched, that means what? Shouted. Something was there, leaped in that dark, ruined building. It was only a wild cat. Usha realized this when she heard it. The cat lived in the ruins and she had often seen it. But for a moment she had been very frightened. Now she moved quickly along the wall until she heard the rain drumming on the remnant of the tin roof. So here we see what she touched with her hand in that dark ruined places. It was nothing but a wild cat. Then she realized that, and then what she did, she was so frightened for that moment, and quickly she moved along, and then she could hear the drumming sound. Drumming means what? Sound of some remnant means remains of old building, remains. What was left? Remain. Nothing was left. The tin sheet was covered, so that alone, that remnant alone was left. So she could hear the sound of it, sound of the roof. Once under it, crouching in the corner, she found some shelter from the wind and the rain. Above her, the tin sheets groaned and clattered, and if they would sail away at any moment. But when they held down by the solid branch of a straggling old oak tree. So here you find crouching means bending down. So here it explains how the tin sheets which is covered on the roof of the house, all the branches of the oak tree fell on that. Because of that there were sounds. Usha remembered that across this empty room stood an old fireplace, and that there might be some shelter under the blocked up chimney. Perhaps it would be drier than it was in a corner, but she would not attempt to find it just now. She might lose her way altogether. So here we find Usha remembered. That means what? She remembers that place was empty where she stood, and there was a old fireplace was there, and the chimney was there. That chimney, somehow or the other, due to the breeze and all that and all, it is now blocked up. Understand, it has become blocked, and due to the cooking and all that and all, the smoke goes out. Naturally, due to that heat, that place also will be empty, she thought. But it was not like that. Understand, that was not like that. It was all, she might lose her way altogether. So finally, she sees the chimney, she crosses that place, and somehow or the other she lost her way altogether. Her clothes were soaked, and the water streamed down from her long black hair to form a puddle of her feet. She stamped her feet to keep her warm. She thought she heard a faint cry. And it was the cat again and an owl. But the sound of the storm blotted out of all her sounds. There in that place, what was there is her clothes. She was drenched fully. Her clothes was wet, it was soaked, her long hair was full of water. It was just from her hair, water was, she could see like a puddle means what? A pool, like a liquid, like a pool of liquid. She could find water there. And again there was a cry. That was like a cat or an owl. So this sound storm blotted means what? This cry made her to hide somewhere. She was so frightened of this lightning and the thunder sound, which made her scary. There had been no time to think of ghosts, but now that she was in one place without any plans for venturing out again, she remembered grandfather's story about the lightning blasted ruins. She hoped and prayed that lightning would not strike her as she sheltered there. So now what she is saying is, she remembers of her grandfather saying the story. Oh, she thinks might be some ghost or the other is in this place. My goodness, oh my goodness, how I am going to come out of this place. She hoped and she prayed to God that lightning should not strike her and she shouldn't want to get stuck there. There was a bigger flash than most, and for a second or third the entire ruin was lit up. The streak of blue sizzled along the floor of the building. In at one end and at the other, Usha was staring straight ahead. As the opposite wall was lifted up, she saw crouching in the disused fireplace two small fingers. They could only have been children. So here's what she finds here is, again there is a big lightning and a flame of light is there, and she is so scared again. For the second and third, the entire ruined place was lifted up. Then there was a streak. Streak means band. Sizzle means flaming. And the building was of a band and some flaming sounds and some lightning was there. And at one end to the other end, she had to go. Usha was staring ahead. That means what? She was just looking ahead what was happening or what she could see. They could only see some children making a kind of a sound like that she had seen. Might be some ghost or the other which my grandfather previously related to me. Might be that she had in her mind. The ghostly figures looked up, staring back at Usha, and when everything was dark again it was so dark, understand? So what, she couldn't identify what it was. She thought it might be definitely a ghost. Now we will see the third section of this. Usha's heart was in her mouth, and she had seen without a shadow of a doubt two ghostly creatures at other side of the room, and she wasn't going to remain in that ruined building a minute longer. Now here she says, my goodness, my heart was in her mouth. My goodness, like that means it was so difficult for her, understand? She was trembling, she didn't know what to do. She explains here that without a shadow of doubt, two ghost creatures on the other side, understand, remained going in that ruined building. Within a minute longer, she could see or she could feel some spirit moving there, some ghost moving there. So her heart was in her mouth, understand? It was as though the heart had come out. She, whatever she had, that frightened thing in her mouth, she started speaking there. She ran out of the corner, ran towards the big gap in the wall through which she had entered. She was halfway across the open space when someone felt against her. She stumbled, got up, and again bumped into something. She gave a frightened scream. Someone else screamed, and then there was a shout, a boy's shout, and Usha instantly recognized the voice. So what happened? She ran to the corner towards the gap where the ruined building was there. Understand? She entered there, and what she did, she lost her balance, stumbled, lost her balance, and bumped on something. That means she crashed on something, and there again it was a frightened scream there, and someone else screamed, and she also shouted there. It was a boy's shout there. Immediately, Usha, what happened? Instantly, immediately, she recognized the voice. So who were there? Grandfather told the story. She had those children, brother and boy with that English family, they had died. Might be that she had in her mind. You see the climax, you see the difference. Who had been there? We will read. Suresh, Usha, Binya, it's me, it's us. All, his brother, his friend, everyone's sound they heard. They fell into each other's arms, so surprised and relieved that all they could do was laugh and giggle and repeat each other's name. Then Usha said, I thought you were ghost. We thought you were a ghost, said Suresh. Come back under the roof, said Usha. So each one, what they did, they just hugged each other under their arms, and they were safe, and they said, my goodness, I thought you were a ghost, you were a ghost, you were a ghost. So finally, all were a brother and a friends. Together they have come. And now what happened is, Usha said, okay, fine, come. We will be safe under this roof now. They huddled together in the corner, chattering excitedly. So what happened here? The huddled means crowded together, and excitedly means eagerly they came across towards that ruined building of the corner. When it grew dark, he came looking for you, said Binyah. And then the storm broke. Shall we run back together? Asked Usha. I don't want to stay here any longer. We will have to wait, said Binyah. The path has fallen away at one place. It won't be safe in the dark in all this rain. Then we may have to wait till morning, said Suresh. And I am feeling hungry. So here what you find here is somehow or the other, we all three of us came together. We are all safe and secure now. Somehow or the other, we will run away from this place, they say. But the other one says, Binyah says, Usha says, come, together we will run away from this place. Binyah says, no. All the path, the way, it is all fallen down. That means what? The mud and everything is fallen down. The roads are not good. It is not safe to go in the dark place. It is raining. Then Suresh says, oh my goodness, I cannot wait till the next morning. Until morning I cannot wait. I am feeling so hungry. The wind and the rain continued, and so did the thunder and lightning. But they were not afraid now. They gave each other warmth and confidence. Even the ruins did not seem so forbidding. So now they are not frightened of any thunder, any lightning, nothing. Why? All of them have come together. Understand? All have confidence and they have shared their warmth. That means what? Each one has been together. So that is a great support for them. So they need not be scared at all. After an hour, the rain stopped. Although the wind continued to blow, it was not taking the clouds away, so that the thunder grew more distant. Then the wind too moved on, and all was silent. Towards dawn, the whistling thrush began to sing. Its sweet broken notes flooded the rain, washed ruins with music. Let's go, said Usha. Come on, said Suresh. I am hungry. So here the rain, for 1 hour the rain had stopped. They could see the wind continued again blowing, not taking the clouds at all. Immediately when the rain stops, if it is a dark color cloud, means immediately it won't go. It will be there, understand? So what happened is the rain water is filled there, and as though it is a music for everyone. When the rain fell on the it was like a sound. There was a sound, and that sound was like a music. So again Usha says, come on Suresh, we will go. Suresh says, I am very hungry. It is better that we go. As it grew lighter, they saw the plum tree stood up straight again, although it had been lost all its blossoms. They stood outside the ruins on the brow of the hill, watching the sky grow pink. A light breeze had sprung up. So now it was very lighter. The plum tree stood up straight. It was bent. Now it is straight. Understand? The sky grew water, pink in color. So that means it was bright. When they were some distance from the ruins, Usha looked back and said, can you see something there behind the wall? It's like a hand waving. So she says, hey, they were away from they are going home. So they are away from the ruined building. So Usha says, can you see something there? Someone waving out like this. Someone saying bye. So there is a conversation about this 3 friends. So now Suresh says, I can't see anything. Next Binyah says, it's just the top of the plum tree. They were on the path leading across the saddle of the hill. Goodbye, voices of the wind. Who said goodbye? Asked Usha. It's not I, said Suresh. It's not I, said Binyah. I heard someone calling. It's only the wind. Usha looked back at the ruins. The sun had come up and was touching the top of the walls. The leaves of the plum tree shone. The thrush sat there singing. "Come on," said Suresh. "I am hungry. Goodbye, 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 goodbye." Usha heard them calling, or was it just the wind? So here you find each one saying goodbye and moving away from that place. So finally it was, they didn't see any people or anything there. They were saying goodbye to the wind, and they moved from that place, from that ruined place. They moved from that. The sun had come up on top of the walls. The leaves of the plum tree was bright, shone there, and the bird, thrush, that means the purple bird, started singing there, and each one said, "Come on," said Suresh, "I am feeling very hungry." They said goodbye, goodbye to the wind, and they just moved away from that place. So this was the calling Usha heard, and it was wind. With this wind, they had faced lot of problems. Finally, it was the wind, and they said goodbye, and they moved away from this place. So, with this, the wind on Haunted Hill, section 1, section 2 and section 3, I have completed the prose for you now. So, with this, I had ended the lesson.